We've had a phenomenally good time looking at various aspects of model aviation and, of course, how it's inspired so much of full-scale aviation. But the thing that's been kind of exciting to watch has been the emergence of compound quasi-drone airframes, as well as the use of FPV. It's giving rise to racing and a number of other types of activities. First of all, what's the entry level to this? How does somebody get involved? How do you do it without breaking it into a million pieces in the first 10 times?
It's kind of a multifaceted question, really. There's a lot of people, the younger generation is getting into it in what they see as the smaller drones, anything from, something the size of the palm of your hand to larger ones that people are racing within clubs and communities and things like that.
The rise of racing, the rise of competition, is this fueling not only the technology but the design criteria for the machines that you're developing?
Very much so, very much so. So racing is very demanding on the electronics, the components, and everybody's really searching for that speed, faster motors, more capable ESCs, faster flight controllers that can respond to your stick movements. And that's really pushed the industry to grow and develop and be constantly changing. They used to do maybe 50 or 60 miles an hour around tracks on a short track. Now they're pushing, 80, 85. It's very, very fast, and it's demanding on the components, and it's really pushed the industry.
Imagine from the FPV side of things, the demands on the electronics have to be significant. You've got to be low latency, reasonably high resolution, and of course, under the circumstances, you've got to be able to interpolate the data via low latency as fast as possible because the machines are way ahead of you.
Oh yeah, the analog video that we use is as close as we can get with decent video to do near zero latency. And when guys are flying around tracks as fast as they are, having that immediate feedback is really key to doing well on the course and having a good time.
Walk me through the gear here.
So to start out here, this one actually is probably going to be our best example of what kind of a traditional racing drone is. This is a Conspiracy 220, and it is really inspired by what people are using component-wise today. Something that's pretty standard in the community is a 4mm carbon fiber plate. This is a really nice happy medium between durability and weight. Any thinner, you're going to start running into durability issues. Any thicker, it's really unnecessary weight that most racers are going to try to cut down as much as possible to make their quads faster and their drones faster. The motors that we use are brushless motors. They are typically in a 2200 series, so 2204 to 2206 size. So they're getting larger, like I was saying before, and they are typically rated between 2300 kV to 2700 kV, which is really, really fast for these little guys. And the thrust to weight ratio on what we're flying is close to 8 to 10 to 1. Which is significant. Yeah. So from the motors and the propellers, typically we run 5-inch propellers. It's really the happy medium between having a nimble quad and having that top end speed. Moving from there, you have 4 electronic speed controllers that are controlled via the flight controller. So you give inputs to the receiver gives the inputs to the flight controller, which interprets a gyro in that data to feed the ESCs to tell the electronic speed controllers how much power to give to each motor to really execute the move that you're wanting to do. So that's essentially the power system of the quad. The video system is actually an independent system of the power system. So the video system kind of piggybacks off of the power system to where you have a video transmitter, or a VTX. Most people that race will run 200 milliwatt power, which requires a ham license. But that's really the power that you need when you're racing with other people to have clear video. And then the antenna transmits here on top, and what you're seeing is interpreted from the small CCD or CMOS camera that crowns the front of these quads.
Run me through the goggles, the visual interface.
Visual interface. So the goggles here, there's many different goggles out there. Now this is kind of an entry-level goggle solution. It is actually a screen that stands alone as a monitor with an integrated video receiver and integrated battery. Now that pops onto a headset like this, and then as you wear it, the only thing that you're going to see is the screen. There's a lens in here to help you focus on that. Goggles range anywhere from around $100 all the way up to really high-end sets for around $550, $600. And that landscape is changing quite a bit as of late too, with kind of the advent of HD FPV. The upper echelon of goggles have individual screens for each eye, which is less straining on your eye than looking at a single individual screen there.
Derek, we really appreciate you spending a little bit of time with Airborne and Aero-TV, and somewhere down the line we got to get our hands on some of these and learn to fly FPV. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Aero-TV is brought to you by
The dream is real, a truly affordable personal jet aircraft. The Subsonics Personal Jet Kit is priced at only $42,000. Kit plus engine is still under $100K. Add instruments, upholstery, and paint and you're flying. It's time to put your money where your bucket list is. Learn more at sonicsaircraft.com.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.